The instruments and the materials for these experiments including measuring cylinders, watch glass, Whatman filter paper, beaker glass 250 ml, vaporizer cup, Erlenmeyer flask 250 ml, hot plate, and analytical balance. And the materials is soil, sodium chloride, ammonium chloride, aqueous, and unknown solutions. Weigh and record the mass of 250 ml beaker glass using analytical balance. The mass of the beaker glass is 103.3492 grams. And then put all the unknown solutions into the beaker glass. Weigh and record the mass of 250 ml beaker glass that has been filled with an unknown solutions using an analytical balance. The mass of 250 ml beaker glass that has been filled with an unknown solutions is 112.9826 grams. And then turn on the hot plate and put the beaker glass on the hot plate. Set the temperature on the hot plate to 340 Celsius degree for 10 minutes. Weigh and record the mass of the residue after the first heating using analytical balance. The mass of 250 ml beaker that has been filled with the residue is 105.3673 grams. Prepare 15 ml of distilled water using a measuring cup. The dried residue was dissolved with 15 ml of aqueous. Stir using glass spatula. Weigh and record the mass of the beaker glass that has been filled with residual solutions using an analytical balance. The mass of 215 ml beaker that has been filled with residual solutions is 109.8761 grams. Reheat the residual solutions for 5 minutes on a hot plate. Add 15 ml of aqueous to beaker glass to dissolve the sodium chloride. and then weigh and record the mass of the filter paper. The mass of the filter paper is 0.4312 grams. And then stir the salt and soil solution in a bigger glass and pour it into filter paper in the funnel. Use 10 ml more aqueous into a beaker and pour the remaining soil from the beaker into the funnel. Add 5 ml of aqueous with a measuring cup to wash the filter paper and so the soil is free of sodium chloride. And then move the wet filter paper to the watch glass. Then put the wet filter paper in the oven and heat it at 110 Celsius degree for 30 minutes. Weigh and record the mass of the evaporating dish. The mass of evaporating dish is 47.3398 grams. Put the evaporating dish on the top of the gauze and then heat the solutions until it boils to a quarter of its volume. And then move the evaporating cup on top of the beaker and heat it so the solutions evaporates until dries. When the salt will dry, move immediately the beaker and put the evaporating cup on top of the gauze. Heat the cup for 5 until 10 seconds on low heat. Next by heating for 5 minutes. And then cool the evaporating dish. Weigh and record the mass of evaporating dish filled with sodium chloride. The mass of evaporating dish filled with sodium chloride is 49.3085 grams. Take the watch glass and filter paper from the oven and weigh the filter paper filled with soil. So we can get the mass of the filter paper with the soil.